Hello and welcome to my membership minute. So this week I have quite a few announcements for you and things going on in our community. We're going to be talking about our online space as I think sometimes we think when we come into our online space that it's we think about our private practice because we're practicing in our homes. And over the next week or so, we're going to be making a transition into our new online space, into the new software that we're going to be using, a new website that we've designed for you. And Tim and I have spent the last 6 months clearing this space to make it more minimalist, more streamlined, very much more spacious and much more user-friendly for you. Choosing software, designing the website so that it's very much in service to your yoga practice, your meditation practice. And there's been a lot of intention around this, going around to creating this space, this online space for you, just in the same way that you might hire a designer to come in and create a beautiful room for you. This is, really what we've done, created, multiple rooms for you to inhabit, to be able to practice. And really, having gone into so much effort for you to create this very clean, minimalist, streamlined, easy to use space, we want to mindfully step into this space to protect the strength of this container so that, we don't just come in, like if you just redesigned a house, you probably wouldn't walk in and had it all redecorated. You probably wouldn't walk in with your dirty shoes. You'd probably take your shoes off at the door. And this is what we're going to be talking about when we come together for our first open house on Monday, November the 5th. We're going to talk about entering into and inhabiting our online spaces. So let me show you where that is in my show notes. Let me share my screen. So if you come to the live classes, and I'm going to put direct links in the show notes. You come to the live classes and recordings and come to the Monday meditation class, because I put it under here for now. And I just put it under the comments here. I'm going to have a special online class on Monday, November 5th at both the 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and the 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And make sure you double check your time zones and your clocks, because my clock goes back on November the 4th here in Victoria, BC, and I know there have already been some changes in parts of Europe, so we're kind of all over the place with time zones. And we do, just like you would in a normal physical space, when the class starts, we shut the door. So I open the space up 10 minutes ahead of time so that you can arrive on time, so that you don't miss that closing of the door. And that's part of making sure that we don't have disruptions in the classes. So as I said, although it might seem like we're practicing kind of in the private space of our home, when we come into our community, we're entering into this sacred collective space that's been co-created by all of you, our members, by Tim and an entire tech support team that we work with together, myself, the guardians of our community, the carriers of the teachings, and it's being held by the protector mandalas in our live events. And this space, it really allows us to support each other in bringing yoga into our daily lives. And through our practice, we come to deepen our relationship with ourselves and also those in our lives as well. And together, as a community, we follow specific guidelines so that people feel safe, so that we can follow the unique expression of our precious lives, and so that we can stay on topic and avoid distractions. And we have very specific ways of doing this. We have a centering and grounding and breathing practice that we use so that we're always able to connect to the always available and supportive earth, our body, our breath. We're able to remember who we are and why we're here, because there's so many distractions in the online space. And we enter into this sacred collective space. And this practice that we do, it doesn't ask us to fix or change ourselves in any way, but to focus our awareness on the experience of our body and bringing a very non-abandoning attention to our current bodily sensations, feelings, and energy and thoughts as we enter into this collective space, as we inhabit this collective space together. So I invite you to join us for this class on November 5th at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time or 4 p.m. Pacific time, whichever works best for you in your time zone. And we will go through these ways of entering into online spaces, which can be so useful, not just stepping into our community, but things like sending emails or entering into social media online spaces as well. I mean, I know they've been just invaluable for me in my life in that way. And in addition to that, we'll do an open house and tour of the site while we're at it. So that's the first thing that I wanted to share with you. And then the second thing that I wanted to share with you is that the advanced courses have been posted now, and they are limited to 12 people, and I have already started receiving applications. So there are 9 spots left in each of the classes. I've received 3 applications and each, ironically, and so there are 9 spots left in each class now. They're due by November the 9th, but I would make sure you start to get them in, since I have been getting applications already. So let me show you where that is in our membership community. If you come back to the forum, you click on the forum, and you come past the yoga videos and you click on the live classes again, you'll see here the advanced yoga and meditation study. And I've got a description of the class here to see if this is something that interests you and when it's going to be held. And then there's also a link right here to the application. And you could check this out. This is a bit of a process. It talks about the course requirements, attendance, etiquette for joining classes, prerequisites. There's some prerequisites as well. And then there's a whole discernment process that you need to go through. So you'll need to have some time for this, probably about, well, for the discernment process, probably about 10-15 minutes of going through that centering and grounding and breathing practice that we do at the beginning of our classes, and then just checking in here to see if now is the right time for you to enter the course, to see if you are ready and if now is the right time for you to enter into the course. And if after you go through this discernment practice, if the answer is yes, then you can continue on to the application. And here you would just copy from here below with your name and all this information below. And you would email it to my private email, info@melissawest.com. And as I said, these are due by November the 9th. Okay, so that's that. The other thing that I wanted to let you know about is also another live class announcement. And that is that I'm going to be away on retreat the 3rd Sunday of the month in November. So I'm changing the date of our Indulgence to the 2nd Sunday of November so that we can still meet and have the Indulgence workshop this month. So I'll show you where I posted that in our community. So if you come back to the forum again and you click on the live classes again, you'll see that there's the Indulgence live 2-hour live workshops, and these are open. Anybody can attend these monthly live workshops. And this month's topic, because we're focusing on the 4 principles of yin in the month of November, is going to be on surrendering to yin. And yin is not something that we do. Doing is a very yang characteristic. Rather, it's something that we really rest into, very much like falling asleep at nighttime. So there's a very yielding quality to yin. It's very gentle and accepting. It's very calm and still. And it's something that we definitely rest into. And so in this class, we will place our attention on the open, yielding, surrendering qualities of yin. And so here's the information on that. Sunday, November the 11th, either at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time or 4 p.m. Pacific time. And then again, the information, the etiquette for joining the live classes is here. Just a reminder that the door will be open 10 minutes ahead of time, and then it will be closed right at 9:30 and 4, so that we can really start on time, and so that we can really hold the space, so that we can really be in that yin quality for the entire 2 hours and honor those that show up with the intention of surrendering to yin. Okay. Is that everything here? Oh, November. We are going to be focusing on the 4 qualities of yin, and I'm going to show you where that is in our community. And I'll take you to the site again. All these direct links are in the show notes. So if you come to the forum and you scroll down to daily practice, there's the 30-day challenge. And this is the November 30-day challenge, the 4 principles of yin. And I've put one post up for it so far, that saying that we're going to be focusing on the 4 qualities of yin in everyday life. We're going to spend a week on each principle. And the first one is going to be the principle of edge. And there's some reflection here and some questions for you to reflect on and respond to. And I would encourage you to do that. When I post yesterday's teaching talk, we talked about all 4 qualities of yin yesterday, and it was a pretty powerful teaching talk and meditation that went with that. I'll post it there as well for you to have a look at. Now, normally at the end of the month, I would also honor our members of the month, and I just felt there was a lot going on right now, and I want to have really proper time to do that, and so I decided not to do that this month. So I will do that either in the next couple of weeks, or take more time at the end of November once we're settled in the site to do that. I think that maybe will be better. So thank you so much for being with us and for weathering the transitions, and I will see you next week and hope to see you at all those live classes. Namaste.
Well done,